Our reputation is everything, Miss Scott. We can't be in bed with criminals.
Our reputation.
Reputation?
Her reputation. Reputation. Reputation.
I have a reputation, Mr. Specter.
I'd say we're done.
Nick, my name is Harvey Specter. Ask around. You'll find people who go up against me, they never win. So I think long and hard about what you're gonna do.
Laws of power. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then, stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Observance in suits. Harvey Specter throughout the years has built a reputation of being the best closer of the city. Regardless of any reputation anyone has, your enemies will try to use it against you. Have a look on how he deals with this.
I'm not signing with you.
Why not?
You have a reputation.
My reputation is being the best closer in the city.
It's also that you never do what you're told.
After Harvey gets rejected, Lewis, who is at that moment managing partner, calls up the client.
Okay, let me tell you what I told Harvey. I am not interested in your firm representing me.
If you just give me a chance to sit down with you,
You want a chance to sit down with me? I'm having a charity poker event tonight.
So why don't you prove us both wrong and do as you're told for a change and back the hell off my client?
I'm not backing off any.
There's no negotiation, Harvey. You stay away from that game tonight because your services are no longer needed.
Harvey, what are you doing here?
Well, I was in the neighborhood.
Paul, I have a flush.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, not so fast, Steve. You had a 4% chance of having a flush. Hot odds were in my favor, river or not. I made the right call.
Okay, I need a drink.
You don't know how to play it, Lewis. Poker's about playing the man.
Oh, please.
Guys like Palmer don't like to lose.
You're just mad that I beat you.
Beat me. I just had a 4 of a kind, but I laid it down like I've been laying down all night because I'm trying to let him win.
Let me get this straight. You were gonna throw a game he didn't know you threw just to prove you can bend a knee?
He'd know it in his heart and he'd appreciate it. I say it out loud, it humiliates him like you're doing.
No, Harvey. The person I'm humiliating is you because I am closing the client, taking your money, and you can't stand me doing either one.
As of this minute, I don't give a shit if we land this guy or not.
Okay, Harvey. Just you and me now.
So why don't you take your participation trophy and go home?
The only thing I'll be going home with tonight is your money.
You two always fight like this? Think of it this way, Stephen. If I fight like this at the table, imagine how I fight in the courtroom.
Raise 50,000.
50 isn't enough. I'm all in. Now, I want you to think of our entire history. Of me always winning and you always losing. You'll realize that it doesn't really matter what you do because whatever it is, it's going to be the wrong decision.
Fold.
See, that's exactly what I was talking about. All I had was 10 high. Like I said, poker isn't about playing the odds. It's about playing the man.
Well, I have to say, that was impressive.
I didn't beat him to impress you. I beat him because that's what I do. I don't follow orders. I don't bend a knee. I win. So if that's the kind of lawyer you want, good luck with your business. Now, if you'll excuse me, we've got Lewis's money to take.
When your reputation is based on a sterling quality, even when they try to use it against you, you won't flinch. I'll tell you how you can achieve this in a second. Observance of the law. In the early 200s, during China's War of the Three Kingdoms, the great general Zhuge Liang, leading the forces of the Shu Kingdom, dispatched his vast army to a distant camp while he rested in a small town with a handful of soldiers. Suddenly, his soldiers hurried in with the alarming news that an enemy force of over 150,000 troops under Sima Yi was approaching, with only 100 men to defend him. Zhuge Liang's situation was hopeless. The enemy was about to finally capture this renowned leader. Without lamenting his fate or wasting time trying to figure out how he had been caught, Liang ordered his troops to take down their flags, throw open the city gates, and hide. He himself then took a seat on the most visible part of the city wall, wearing a Taoist robe. He lit some incense, strummed his lute, and began to chant. Minutes later, he could see the vast enemy army approaching, an endless phalanx of soldiers. Pretending not to notice them, he continued to sing and play the lute. Soon, the army stood at the town's gate. At its head was Sima Yi, who instantly recognized the man on the wall. Even so, as his soldiers itched to enter the unguarded town through its open gates, Sima Yi hesitated. He held them back and studied Liang on the wall. Then, all of a sudden, he ordered an immediate and speedy retreat. Interpretation. The sleeping dragon carefully cultivated his reputation of being the cleverest man in China, one who always had a trick up his sleeve. As powerful as any weapon, this reputation struck fear into his enemies. Sima Yi had fought against Zhuge Liang dozens of times and knew him well. When he came on the empty city with Liang praying on the wall, he was stunned. The Taoist robes, the chanting, the incense. This had to be a game of intimidation. The man was obviously taunting him, daring him to walk into a trap. The game was so obvious that for one moment, it crossed Yi's mind that Liang actually was alone and desperate. But so great was his fear of Liang that he dared not to risk finding out. Such is the power of reputation. It can put a vast army on the defense, even force them into a retreat without a single arrow being fired. Friends, real quickly, I want to thank you for liking and commenting on the last video. We gained 37 new friends on the channel. For those who are new here, what is the goal of this channel? The goal is to give you the tools and strategies that you can implement in your life so you can achieve your desired goals and dreams. Why are we discussing such dark and manipulative tactics? In order to become a better man or woman, you have to be able to bring out the dark and repressed material buried in your subconscious and use that for the betterment of yourself, your family and friends, and the world simultaneously. Watch the power video for more elaboration. Thanks again, and for those waiting, the body language videos are in the making. Thanks a lot, friends. Keys to power. We judge people on their appearances and what's most visible to our eyes. Clothes, gestures, words, actions. In the social realm, appearances are the barometer of almost all of our judgments. And you must never be misled into believing otherwise. One false slip, one awkward or sudden change in your appearance can prove disastrous. This is the reason for the supreme importance of making and maintaining a reputation that is of your own creation. Reputation has a power like magic. With one stroke of its wand, it can double your strength. It can also send people scurrying away from you. Whether the exact same deeds appear brilliant or dreadful can depend entirely on the reputation of the doer. People who have personally spent time with me know a couple of things about me. I'm always in suit. And second, one thing is certain, regardless who you ask, whether it's people who hate, despise or envy me, or people who respect, admire or love me. And that is, when push comes to shove, Cheyenne gets the job done, left, right or center. I might break rules, but I do not break the law. My advice to you is this: know where you want to go in life and build your reputation and skill set aligned with that vision. Your reputation can be used against you by the sly and manipulative characters in this world. Let's say your reputation is one of excellence and brilliance. If you've got that established, people might set you up in doing something new, in which you obviously won't be excellent because you are a starter. Therefore, they will use that as precedent to tear your reputations to shreds. Not a good look. But here is the ultimate key to not make you flinch. Know where your priorities lie. Don't accept burdens from others unwillingly. The best way to do this is to set your principles for your life. Keep them to yourself and judge your own actions by them, because then your ego won't be driving you, and therefore you won't be easily trapped and backed up against the wall. Now, whatever quality you pick, it sets you apart and gets other people to talk about you. You then make your reputation known to as many people as possible and watch it spread like wildfire. And this solid reputation increases your presence and exaggerates your strengths without you having to spend much energy. It can also create an aura around you that will instill respect, even fear.
It really is you. I've heard stories. They can't all be true.
As they say, your reputation inevitably precedes you, and if it inspires respect, a lot of your work is done for you before you arrive on the scene or utter a single word. Robert Greene writes, "Make your reputation simple and base it on one sterling quality. This single quality, efficiency say, or seductiveness, becomes a kind of calling card that announces your presence and places others under a spell. A reputation for your honesty will allow you to practice all manner of deception." Perhaps you have already stained your reputation so that you are prevented from establishing a new one. In such cases, it's wise to associate with someone whose image counteracts your own, using their good name to whitewash and elevate yours. Once your reputation is solid,
My name is Harvey
do not
Specter.
let yourself get angry or defensive at the slanderous comments of your enemies. That reveals insecurity and not confidence in your reputation. Take the high road instead, and never appear desperate in your self-defense. On the other hand, an attack on another man's reputation is a potent weapon, particularly when you have less power than he does, because he has a small target to aim at. When your own reputation is solid, use subtle tactics such as satire and ridicule to weaken your opponent while making you out as a charming rogue. Remember, the mighty lion toys with the mouse that crosses his path. Any other reaction would mar his fearsome reputation.
What part of drag Mike Ross through the mud did you not understand?
The part where you come off looking like a rich, vindictive douchebag.
That's not your call to make.
Here's something they didn't teach you in snowboarding school or wherever the hell you went before you decided to be a grown-up. Never destroy anyone in public when you can accomplish the same result in private.
Reversal of the law. There is no possible reversal. Reputation is critical. There are no exceptions to this law. Perhaps not caring what others think of you, you gain a reputation for insolence and arrogance, but that can be a valuable image in itself. By not caring how you are perceived, you let others decide this for you. Friends, be the master of your fate and also of your reputation.